Boom, shakalaka boom. You've tuned in to the free range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. It starts right now. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards, coming at you live here on WYAB, streaming worldwide in stunning HD at Save JXN on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Rumble. This is, I think I've already said it, but just in case I didn't, the Clay Edwards Show, and I'm, of course, Clay Edwards. Episode 998 as we count down to 1,000 of these bad boys this Friday, right here. Wherever you're watching or listening now, you'll be able to watch and or listen Friday, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Man, the phone line, the Mazda of Jackson phone line, if you want to chime in this morning, is 601-879-0002. Pretty simple. The Guns and Gear text line, if you are more of the silent, shy type, you can reach us, get your 2 cents across at 769-241-1944. 769-241-1944. Shoot this text real quick. Boom. We are going to open the comments up online as well. I ran into Barbershop Bob yesterday. Shout out to Barbershop Bob at Men's Health in Mississippi. Appreciate everybody that came out there for that. Met another fella, and Mark, I believe is his name. If I'm wrong, I do apologize. I think it was Mark. Met another fella over there too. So I met 2 listeners yesterday. So I appreciate you guys coming by and supporting. Nice to always meet people who support what we do here. I'm just an extension of you guys. I'm one of y'all that just kept needling and found my way here. I'll never forget that. So I appreciate everybody I get the opportunity to meet. Thank y'all so much for the support. Thank you for supporting these sponsors like Men's Health in Mississippi. If you missed that live stream yesterday, it is up on all my platforms. No commercials, uninterrupted, hour and 5 minutes or so with Dr. Michael Walker. We discussed a lot of men's health related topics, heavy on the testosterone, the benefits of compounded semaglutide. That's basically your generic Ozempic type medicines. The big, what's the word I'm looking for here? The excitement surrounding peptides. Are they safe? What is a peptide? I didn't know. I've heard this word thrown around a lot. We talked about that. We talked about all sorts of great stuff. I highly recommend going and checking that out. It's on the podcast. It's on my Facebook, my YouTube, my Rumble, my X. I've been releasing some clips from it. I'm really excited about that. Had a really good Joe Rogan kind of vibe to it, talking about health and all that stuff. So check that out. By the way, we are in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness studios today. I'm did my show prep a little different this morning. I just went and favorited a bunch of stuff on X, and we're going to look at that. I was sitting at the house last night. Just wore out, man. If y'all watched the show or listened to the show yesterday, you probably could tell I didn't feel good. I was kind of white-knuckled through it, kind of white-knuckled through the whole day. Started feeling a little bit better yesterday evening. But, hey, I'm a grown-up. Grown-ups got to work. You make commitments. You got to honor those commitments. So that's what I did yesterday. Honored my commitments. Discipline. It's the little things. It really is. Like working when you don't feel good. Even when you're self-employed and you could just say, I'll take off. So mentally, that feels good. It's like I've been doing cryotherapy. Getting that sub 200, negative 200 degree cryogenic chamber. I want to say hyperbaric chamber. It's the cryogenic chamber. Doing that for 3 minutes. That sucks. But man, does it feel good when you step out of it. You're like, woo, I did it. I did something that sucked. I knew it was going to suck, and I finished it. It makes doing relatively difficult things much easier after you've done something that super sucks. It's like so many people start their day off working out. Kind of get the sucky thing out of the way. And eventually that sucky thing turns into something you enjoy doing. So I was sitting at the house last night. I was watching Democrats, illegals, white liberals, blacks burn their cities down again. And I was thinking back to 2020 before I was on the radio when I first started all this. I think it was about this time. I'd started the Save Jackson stuff, but when I started getting more political publicly, on the radio, starting a podcast, doing live streams, all of that stuff. And my popularity, whatever you want to call it, didn't really pick up till later, building an audience and building this platform and everything. So I missed getting to spew my opinions to a larger audience about all the COVID riots and mostly peaceful protests. And here we are 5 years later, and we're repeating, history is repeating itself. And we tell you idiots all the time. They keep wanting to rewrite history and cancel history and tell us we're not allowed to talk about history because it makes your feelings hurt. Screw your feelings. Keep telling y'all that if you ignore history, it will repeat. You're doomed to repeat it. And here we are. After 4 years of Joe Biden ignoring things, we are repeating it. With idiots, paid outside agitators, and more burning down these cities. It's white liberals in their Black Lives Matter. F ICE shirts. They've changed it up. Looting and burning down. Well, the white folks are agitating it. The black folks are doing the looting. It's just the same rinse, repeat. But it makes me smile a little bit. I'm not mad about it. I feel like I should be angry that this is happening in my country. But I'm not. I'm glad. I'm excited about it. Because we get to institute nationwide FAFO. As we send the military, hopefully, into all of these red cities, these blue cities. I'm just all backwards this morning. These blue cities. And I'm pulling for the worst case scenario. Whatever that involves, let's get to it and let's let it pop off. I am pulling for the worst case scenario in these blue cities. I think it's a beautiful thing. Watching idiots burn down their own cities, loot their own cities. And then they're going to cry, it's a food desert here. Why don't nobody want to open up a business in the hood? Oh, I don't know. Because every time the white liberals ring y'all's bell, y'all go burn it down and loot it. Why would anybody want to open up in your communities? I just shared a video on X at SaveJXN from some other page. And it said what America would look like without whites. And it showed a bunch of Chicagoans that were rioting last night. See, these aren't protesters. These are rioters. Twerking all over a police car. I'll let you figure out which demographic that was. It's ridiculous, man. I should be in the golden age of making content about this, but I just don't really care. I'm here for it. I like watching it, but not in a shock and awe kind of way. I'm rooting for the protesters to do dumb stuff. So when the Marines or whoever gets there, they can hurt them. I want to see blood in the streets, their blood. I do. I want one of these fools to play useful idiot and get themselves killed. Or more than one, 2, 10, 12, 20, 100. I don't care. I want to see single moms out in the streets crying, my baby didn't do Hey, your baby did do something. He effed around and found out. America's tired of this crap. We don't care no more. Call us whatever you want. Protest, throw up your rock fist, whatever it is you do. We don't care anymore. We're tired of it. We fatigued. Tired, boss. Tired. We all tired of it. I don't care if you're black, white, brown, Mexican, Venezuelan, South American, Puerto Rican, Israeli, Jew. I don't care. I'm tired of all you oppressed bastards crying all the time. Palestinian, especially Palestinians. Fed up. Don't care no more. I ain't got no sympathy left for you. You want to act right? We cool. You don't? Screw you. America is tired. ICE caught one of the most infamous illegal Mexicans yesterday. We're going to take a break real quick. When we come back, we're going to get it queued up. We got it on video. And you ain't going to believe who the snitch was. Who snitched him out. It is wild. This is wild. We got breaking news here on the Clay Edwards Show when we come back. Y'all don't go anywhere. Breaking rules when necessary. We're tired. We're fed up. We ain't taking it no more. If you don't like it, change the channel. Cut it off. If you do, hit the share button. Call a friend. Tell them you ain't going to believe what this crazy white boy on the radio talking about this morning as we approach the 1,000th episode. We're daring cancel culture to come after us. So what you going to say? What you going to say you ain't already said? Come. Breaking rules when necessary. You know it. Welcome back in. This is the Clay Edwards Show. Coming at you live here on 103.9 FM, WYAB, inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness Studios. We're going to save the ad read to the end of the segment. I told you we had breaking news here on the Clay Edwards Show. When news breaks, we break with it. That's right. That's the perk of being on live radio, is when you get breaking news, you get to take credit for it. Let me clear this off the screen real quick, y'all. All right, got that done. All right, we ready, man. An infamous celebrity, famous and infamous, illegal, has been captured. And one of his arch nemesis from the movies and real life was the actual snitch. You guys aren't going to believe this. It's absolutely insane. If you're watching online, you get the visual. If you're listening on the radio, you'll be okay too. I think we're right. Here we go. It's about 2.5 minutes. This is breaking news.
It was just reported that famous celebrity cartoon actor Speedy Gonzalez was arrested early this morning by U.S. immigration officers after they reportedly received a tip by an anonymous informant. Speedy Gonzalez, a Mexican national, was apprehended as he exited a cheese factory in El Paso that has a long history of hiring undocumented workers. The Mouse's temporary work visa had apparently expired, causing him to seek work outside the entertainment industry in an effort to support an alleged cheese habit. According to the report, Gonzalez was...
Now, I'm not going to judge. I, too, have a cheese habit. Cheese is my meth. What can I say?
Seen trying to elude the ICE officer's trap by running extremely fast while yelling in broken English. Speedy didn't make it very far, though, thanks in part to ICE's newly formed Mouse Unit, which uses highly trained cats to seek out and capture illegal alien mice. American television personality Dr. Phil was at the scene while Speedy Gonzalez was being arrested. Here's a brief video of the tense interaction between the two celebrities.
What's your name?
Speedy Gonzalez.
Where are you from?
Mexico, señor hombre calvo.
Where were you born?
Inside mi madre, señor.
What have you been charged with?
With being the fastest mouse in all of Mexico, Señor Teleneco.
Are you a citizen?
Sí, señor. The citizen of Earth.
But you've never been deported before?
Before what, Señor Dr. Phil?
How do you know me?
We love Dr. Phil in Mexico, so can I go now?
Not really.
Please, sir?
You've been charged with sex crimes with children?
No, señor, I thought that cheese was aged.
Let's take him in and process and lock him up.
Oh,
Also arrested with Speedy was his cousin Slowpoke Rodriguez, better known as the slowest mouse in all Mexico, with both mice expected to remain in ICE custody pending their removal proceedings. Due to Speedy's high-profile arrest, much speculation has been swirling in news media outlets as to the identity of the individual whose tip led authorities to the apprehension of the yellow sombrero-wearing rodent. The anonymous individual who called immigration on Speedy Gonzalez was later identified as none other than Hollywood actor Sylvester the Cat, who has a long, tumultuous history of playing Speedy's regular nemesis, both on and off screen.
You know, I really, now that we have a cat at the house, my girlfriend had a cat. She brought it over with her, and I'd never been around cats, and I have absolutely fallen in love with this cat. It's like my new best friend. I have a whole new respect for cats now. I didn't even know they had personalities. Look at Sylvester here, my second favorite cat, responsible for getting an infamous illegal booted out of this country. Deported.
It looks like Sylvester the Cat got the last laugh in his longtime cat and mouse feud with Speedy Gonzalez. Oh, well, adios, amigo.
That's good, man. That's good. Even famous actors are not immune to deportation. What do Democrats say? Nobody's above the law. Nobody's above the law. Not even Speedy Gonzalez. Hey, we all need a little humor in the mornings. We all need a little laugh to get it started. I was out in my truck this morning. I was trying to wake up. I just been dragging my tired. So I was kind of doom strolling, looking for things to talk about this morning. And speaking of cats, it's always cats. You start talking about cats and your phone starts sending you cat stuff, cat videos. There's this video. I shared it on my Facebook page at SaveJXN. It's, if you just want a good laugh, it's really funny. It's a black guy that's dating a white girl and they're at a birthday party for her cat. I don't want to ruin it. But I mean, the setup there should be all you need to know to want to go see this video. I laughed uncontrollably for 10 minutes in my truck, and it was like on loop. It's only about 15, 16 seconds long. I bet you I watched it 100 times in tears laughing this morning. Now, I meant everything I said in that last segment. That was not funny. That was being serious. We are tired, but I can multitask. I can be mad and happy at the same time, and I'm not even medicated for it. Like half of y'all. I don't take a single SSRI. Not a single one. I don't take a single prescription medicine for my mood, unless you consider testosterone a mood enhancer, which I would be hard to argue that if you chose to. It does put your boy in a good mood. It does. The Mazda Jackson phone line, if you want to call in this morning, 601-879-0002. The Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. Unknown texter, it's just a matter of time and guns will come into play. I agree. That is definitely what I assume is going to happen here very soon. And that's what they want. That's what Democrats think they want. They think that if a protester gets killed by the military, by one of these Marines, that they'll be able to use that to put all over your TV screens and tell you that Donald Trump is responsible for this death, that the person who did it couldn't possibly be responsible for being an absolute idiot and getting themselves unalived by Marines on U.S. soil. You got to be really effing up to get yourself unalived on American soil by American military, active duty American military. Like on a mission, not drunk at a bar. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. We're going to start a Give, Send, Go to raise money for whoever ends up being the lucky Marine to get to do it. We're going to build statues after them, statues of them. We're going to rename schools in the ghetto after them. Oh, they're going to be American heroes. Purple Hearts, Medals of Honor, murals painted everywhere. Speaking of murals, it's never a word I have an easy time saying right. I sound like such a redneck when I say murals. Murals. This is how I know that a lot of the people looting and rioting in L.A. may not be from L.A. They destroyed the Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna mural that was painted after their death a few years back, 5 years ago, I believe. They've destroyed or vandalized that to some extent. I hadn't actually seen the photo, but I saw a news blurb about it. You know really what I got to thinking, if I'm being 100% honest here, truth serum time? What's going on in L.A.? It's kind of funny. Because the mayor and the governor have been trying to say that this is not a riot. This is a protest. It looks just like L.A. after the Lakers win a championship, honestly. Cars flipped upside down, burning. A bunch of whites and Mexicans trying to act black, pants sagging, flat bill hats, looking all hip hop culture. Bunch of idiots running around, hanging off light poles, doing all that nonsense. They call it a riot when they're doing that. But when it's something against Donald Trump, it's a peaceful protest. These are God's people. These are citizens of Earth. No borders. We got so much we're going to play this morning for y'all. I've stumbled across just a wealth of great clips on Twitter or X, whatever. Speaking of X, some legitimate breaking news, and we're going to get to that too on the other side of the break here. Elon Musk with a huge, huge post at 2 a.m. this morning. Also, Donald Trump has a message for the rioters in L.A. I think we'll play that real quick before we go to break, just to keep all of this in one segment here. Let me set it up real quick. This is what I voted for. I just want y'all to know that. You know, I told y'all we were bringing back gay and retard on this show, and I didn't care who it offended. I don't care which one of those offends you. We're bringing back gay and retard on this show. And 99.99999% of it ain't pointed at a single gay or retarded person. Because actually, I don't think people with learning with mental disabilities are retarded. I think that's like calling a black person the N-word. I don't think that they're retarded. I don't look at somebody with Down syndrome and think to myself, oh, they're a retard. So that word doesn't mean that to me. Retard to me means, look at that absolute idiot over there with no home training. Being an absolute retard. That's what that means to me. And frankly, I don't care how much I don't care if gay offends any of you. That's gay. If gay offends you, gay. Donald Trump thinks so too. Let's play this for you real quick. Then we got to go to a break.
My fellow Americans, it is with overwhelming...
And this is from the Oval, for people on radio, this is Donald Trump from the Oval Office. It don't get no more serious than this.
My fellow Americans, it is with overwhelming enthusiasm that I am declaring that anyone who protests or interferes with ICE and their operations is officially gay, big time. With that being said, go ahead and call your dads, tell them about your alternative lifestyle as a gay communist, and then, who knows, maybe eat a lollipop. I don't know what flamers do with their time, but I'd imagine it's something along those lines. Maybe decorate a bathroom, who knows?
Decorate a
In
bathroom.
either case, this is who you are now, and everybody knows it. Cat's out of the bag. Cat is out of the bag.
Gay! We'll be right back on The Clay Edwards Show. Welcome back in to The Clay Edwards Show here live in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness Studios of Mississippi. This segment brought to you by our friends over at A1 Gear and Auto. Justin and his team right over there, Highway 49 South, Florence, Mississippi. Swing by and see them today if you have any automotive issues. Just need some basic maintenance. You don't have to have a problem to go see a mechanic. You can be preventing a problem by going to see a mechanic. Let them get your new brakes on there, get your oil changed, get you a new battery. Any of that stuff, they can handle all the small jobs and all the way up to the big jobs, all your ring and pinion and more. It's going to be diagnosed right the first time, fixed right on time, and on budget every time. That's A1 Gear and Auto, locally owned, locally operated. They work on everything but diesel engines. Anything else, they got you covered. A1 Gear and Auto. Also, swing by Ellis Autoplex if you're looking for a new auto, don't want to spend the money on the repair. Let Casey and the team get you rolling in a nice quality pre-owned four-door, four-wheel drive pickup. But hey, they got cars and SUVs too. You can check out their website now at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com. They're located right there on Highway 471 in Flowood, Mississippi. In that little spot of Highway 471 that's Flowood, they're in it. Easy to find, right off Highway 25. If you're going east on 25, take a right, and there'll be the second dealership on the right, going up 471, going north on 471. That's weird to say. All right, let's jump back into it, shall we? My buddy Jerry called in during the break on the Mazda Jackson phone line. He said, Clay, I'm not sure. He said, but is that the 2nd Battalion Marines that they sent into Los Angeles? He goes, if it is, that's the ones that the government had to send a letter to telling them to quit drinking Cobra blood. He said, them boys don't play around. He said, that's who they send in to overthrow governments and stuff. Well, I text my buddy Corey, who is a Marine and is just very well knowledgeable on all things Marine. Bit of a Marine specialist, expert, so to say. And he says it was, in fact, or is, in fact, the 2nd Battalion, which gets me even more excited because it just raises the probability that we could end up, as my buddy Jerry just said, dusting off the FAFO belt, because we haven't done a real chest slap, belt slap, double tap in a while. I've kind of retired the belt. I've kind of retired the whole FAFO video series, with the exception of one here and there. And we may get to give out some real FAFO championships. Because, I mean, look, like I said, the level of stupidity that has to be arisen to get yourself killed by a Marine on active duty, on assignment, doing his job on American soil, woo-wee. It's got to be a special kind of stupid. I mean, the never met your father kind of stupid. The who's my daddy kind of stupid. To get yourself in that situation. And those are my favorite kind. Oh, those are my favorite kind. All right. Look, I told you we had some breaking news, some real breaking news. Elon issued a tweet out this morning basically all but apologizing to Big Daddy Trump for accusing him of being on the Epstein list and some other things. Now, he didn't just come out and say, I apologize, but he said he regretted saying some things and they went too far. As close to an apology as you're going to get. And I made a quick little video this morning about it just on my socials. But I just said this, what Elon found out, some would even say he effed around and found out, is there's a big difference in being the richest man in the world and being the most powerful man in the world. Donald Trump is the most powerful man in the world, who's also very rich. Elon is just the richest man in the world. And I got a lot of respect for both of them. And I wasn't ready to throw Elon in the trash bin because he had a disagreement with Trump. I think Elon has a drug problem that he needs to seriously get some help for. I really do. And I think it's unhealthy to get on X or any other social media platform and read comments all day and read your replies and do all of that stuff. I think it's mentally, it's taxing, it's toxic. And I think a lot of people are loading up on prescription drugs and not prescription drugs to do it. And I think a lot of these the most successful content creators on these big platforms are probably high as a kite half the time. I mean, that's why I post and ghost nowadays, man. Post and ghost. But anyway, back to Elon and Trump. Elon found out there's a big difference in being the richest versus being the most powerful. And realized real quick that he needed to get back in the good graces of Donald Trump. And we welcome him back. I mean, I do. I don't have the clip handy, but Trump was asked about it. He asked if Elon had called, and Trump said, you can ask Elon that. He didn't sound like he was in a big rush to talk to Elon. So, I wouldn't be either. You call me a pedo, especially if we're supposed to be friends. You know, I'm not going to be in a rush to accept your apology. Corey did just reply, said that was the 1st Battalion, 5th Marines that were drinking the Cobra blood. This is the 2nd Battalion, 7th Marines that were sent to California. So just to be clear, Marines doing Marine stuff, drinking Cobra blood. What's Charlie Sheen got on that? What kind of blood is that Charlie Sheen drinks? Not HIV, I mean, other than HIV, the jokes write themselves. Tiger blood? Was it tiger blood? Ain't that a snow cone? The tiger blood? Those are good. I like pina coladas and dancing in the rain personally, but that's just me. Speaking of Elon, I think we got enough time. I'm going to play this. This is Mike Benz, who I've become a big fan of lately, talking about Elon, you know, trying to talk people off the ledge a little bit on wanting to throw Elon away. I think it's real important to remember that we're not all perfect and we do make mistakes.
You know, only
Mike Benz,
codifying in the bill.
Mike Benz here kind of affirms that. I think it'd do all of us some good to take a quick little listen to this right here. And we're going to go straight to a break when it ends.
Tweeted last week that Doge was one of the most important government initiatives in modern history, and that the American people betrayed Elon Musk. Congress betrayed Elon Musk by not codifying the Doge cuts, and only codifying in the bill such a tiny little pittance of it after all of that work, and lays all this out in this very long tweet. And Elon replied to it with 3 words: "Tried my best." And I love Elon. I think he is a great man of history in a way that, I remember when I first learned that term in like social studies in like high school. You're taught history develops because of systems and institutions and and this complex tapestry of and then this competing theory that actually history is just a series of great men imposing their will, and the systems and institutions and incentive structures and all of that are just downstream of every generation. A couple of great men impose their will, and then the institutions and incentives wrap around that. And he put it all on the line. I think that he saved the world from 1,000 years of darkness. He did what people only talk about in theories, and then when they're actually under the gun and under the pressure, never have the balls to do. And, I think to see him say, I don't think Elon ever quits anything that he cares about. That's, so when I see tried my best, I don't see, I'm hanging up the jersey and trying, Major League Baseball for a couple seasons, like Michael Jordan style. I think it's a combination of things, which, and again, now I'm just speculating, which is that I think that it does appear, and I don't know this, but it appears that there was some disenchantment towards the latter stages of Doge. I don't know exactly what gave rise to it. I don't know if there were policy differences beyond just Doge. But I think that there was, and this is where it's like, there have been so many positive things about it that what I've been trying to do on the censorship side, I think has only been made possible by Doge. All the grants and contracts to censorship organizations that we got cut at State Department, USAID, National Science Foundation, DARPA,
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. We get ready to wind it down for hour one, but we got a whole another hour to go with the most incendiary show on the radio. The show that they said could never get to 100 episodes, could never get to 200, 300, 400, 500 to 1,000. We're only 2 away, 2.5 away, 1.5 away, whatever. To the half of today, all of tomorrow, then boom goes Le Dynamite for what's going to be the most epic 2 hours of radio that I've ever been a part of, I hope. Looking forward to it. Hey, guys, get out to Martin's for lunch today, downtown Jackson or Livingston. It's Wednesday. Thank you to my friend Tim for sending me a clock with a day on it. I still haven't put the batteries in it, but I just know it's Wednesday because it says so here on the computer, which is Meatloaf Day at Martin's. And if you love meatloaf like I love meatloaf, go eat their meatloaf. Man, I love meatloaf. I had it a couple weeks ago there. It was oh so good. Check out Martin's downtown, jxn.com for all their live entertainment downtown, and get by and try the meatloaf today. Don't go nowhere. We'll be back in 7 minutes right here. We're going to talk about this some more when I come back. The deal with China is done, according to President Trump, pending some final approvals. Democrats, wrong again. I thought tariffs didn't work. The deal is done. Big Daddy Trump, huge, huge win for America that even them rotten-ass Democrats will benefit from. We're going to talk about that and more. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back here on WYAB. I'm going to make a TikTok about it. I'm so excited.
All right, folks, we are back, and it is Wednesday. Back to Christ Wednesday. We're about to get it on. It's going to be a open forum. Hotline numbers brought to you by EliteRoofer.com. Remember, the Kim Wade Show is about what Kim thinks, okay? Whatever's on my heart, whatever I feel strongly about. Your job when you call is to make Kim look good, not to make Kim mad, even though some of you do. But that's fine. But at the end of the day, this show's about what I think. All right? And like Rush Limbaugh said, your job is to make Rush look good. So that's what we're doing here, folks. And we're cutting the pie down the middle. All this old, and just like the caller called and wonder if he's being, just insensitive. No, these people are out of their minds. I'm not going along with it. I would urge you to do the same, but you do you now. But you guys are making this problem harder. We're fighting against demonic people. And I look, I don't have the kind of Christian love that you guys seem to have in such abundance, because I'm going to shut the BS down. So when people say that I'm not approachable with the BS. But if you got a project that we can do that's going to improve in the quality of life of everybody around, you ain't got to look around for me. I'm down for that. But this notion where we got to honor your mental illness and your delusion, I'm not doing that. I'm going to tell you to your face. Screw you. Get over yourself. Okay? Now, if you're an independent person, you're pulling your own weight, you can be as weird as you want to. But if you're asking me to subsidize, co-sign, or fantasize anything that you're doing, I'm not doing that. So when I say no, it's no right now, and it ain't no next week. It ain't no let me think about it. It's no. Our number, 601-879-0002. We got Mobile Bob. Hey, buddy. Are they riding down in Mobile?
No, they're just, I don't even see them. I think every once in a while they go downtown and we'll see like 10 people or so. So I guess we're going to be the same way this weekend. I do my best to make it look good. I can't do as good as Barbara Mike and Here's the Thing, John, and Snowball. Their illogic and stupidity, I can't match that.
No, you can't. Try as you might. Nobody. Look, these guys are good at what they do. And, Here's the Thing, John is certified insane. And, of course, Barbara Mike, again, he flirts with the word of God for the purposes of trying to one-up his whoever he's talking to. Now we just need him to obey the word. If he can get that down pat, Mike's going to be partially okay. Partially.
So when is it, the 14th? Saturday, right?
Yep, this Saturday.
Whatever.
Where will you be when the Democrats strike? And you know what? It's mainly Democrat Congress people going down there acting a fool. And I'm wondering, well, I don't know what to think of what happened in Atlanta. I think it's just some opportunists out there looking to get a TV or two or something. I don't know. A free TV. The riots that went there in Atlanta last night. Yeah.
Oh, they did the riot in Atlanta?
Yeah, they had a little riot there in Atlanta last night. Sure did. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what are you rioting for?
They don't know. They were told to riot. They were told to riot. Now, if they were told to take the drugs out of their mouth, pull their pants up, quit doing stupid, they ain't going to do that. But if it's something that's going to destroy life, take life, destroy order, create chaos, a black Democrat sitting there with his fingers crossed. I'm just waiting on the order. I'm just waiting on Benny to give me the nod. I'm ready to act a fool. And then they want somebody to come get them out of jail, save them from this. Look, I'm telling you, the world, it's kind of like the people who want population a reduction and climate change. It's going to be cheaper just to get rid of them. Just get rid of them, and the rest of the population of the world will be just fine.
What they want? No deportations?
Nope.
Trump was the only president that's ever deported anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the level of stupidity is just beyond belief. And these politicians don't even try to pretend anymore that Trump is picking up people who shouldn't be deported. They even try to pretend like that clown that they wanted back shouldn't have been deported. Don't even try to pretend that. They just want people to be deported at all, but they're supposed to be inert. I was like, okay, you want them to stop deporting? What do you want? Are you going to ride and loot and annoy people all summer long? That's going to be your plan? And you're going to get back in power that way? Like I say, Daffy Duck has a better chance of getting elected president now than Gavin Newsom. He's going to play in Georgia and Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, those swing states you need. We know you don't care about Alabama and Mississippi. And you definitely don't have a chance with Florida and Texas.
Right. Again, these people, they don't think things through. This is what I keep saying. We could collapse the left fast, quick, and in a hurry. All you got to do is quit subsidizing them. If you quit feeding them, because all that, most of that crap that they give the give away to the folks who are less fortunate, it comes from the people who are the producers of society. And if they decide to button their purse and put it in their pocket, these folks can't feed themselves. And all the folks with the compassion, they ain't got nothing that they're willing to share. They're willing to share your stuff. They ain't willing to share their stuff.
You saw Gruesome Newsom try to do a little press conference yesterday, and he was talking, but nobody could hear what he was saying.
Divine intervention.
Yeah, pretty so that's the first time you actually made sense. You might as well be. What you say makes about as much sense as you moving your mouth and nothing coming out at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it was no difference. What you tell people, it makes about as much sense as you saying nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Trump did this, and Trump did that, and Trump escalated, and Trump did, and this is Trump's mess.
Well, did you?
So, enforcing immigration law is the problem.
Right. You notice that everything that and then even the laws that Congress passed that Trump's enforcing, that's illegal. They're basically just trying to bogart their way. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's time to rough them up, push on them, push them back, push them in their face, and push them down. Why are we putting up with this crap from these people? And then we feeding them too? Oh, man. Dude. Well, they better they better pray to the God they serve that they don't ever wake up in the morning and the headline read, Kim Wade in charge of everything. Oh, they're going to be a trail of tears. Oh, yes, sir. Woo.
Trump is doing no more than any other president has also done throughout our lifetime. Every president has done the exact same thing Trump is doing right now. Deported people here illegally.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one. But now it's bad when Trump does it. I mean, that's essentially what you're saying. All the other presidents couldn't enforce immigration law, but now Trump, because again, even your friend Biden, he did deport people.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we're talking about, deporting people. You're not even trying to say he's deporting people who are legal citizens, born here, all their lives, birth certificates, everything, not even anchor babies,
mm-hmm.
and he's deporting them. No, he's deporting that person. He just dragged them out the street and deported them. So you're not even trying to say that.
Right. Like I said before, folks, the best way to deal with them is starve them out. That's what I was saying as mayor. You shut down on food banks for a week and instruct them to go and do a deep clean. Don't serve nobody. We'll come back and inspect later on. In about 2 or 3 days, people who are hungry, they going somewhere else. This stuff ain't hard to solve. People just don't have the resolve to solve the problems. That's why strong man getting in there, I'll break them up. Because these people living on the street, they're rugged. They'll be okay. They're used to going days without eating. They'll be fine. Guess who won't be fine? You and I, if we allow this stuff to continue to fester. No, break it up.
You nearly don't want criminals arrested at all. You know, like when black folks kept trying to pretend that cops would just stop and a random black person on the street, minding his own business, just walking, and the cop just jumped out of his car and started beating on him, and they didn't shoot him. And then when you find out that, but it's always, they also had arrest warrants on him. And you look at the video, they're always fighting, trying to resist arrest, not obeying the officer's order. So no, what you want me to believe you can never find, but you want me to believe that's what's happening.
Right.
And the same way with ICE. You want us to believe Trump is just randomly grabbing people, not caring who they are. That's what you want people to believe, but you can never show that.
Again, as Trump has pointed out, and thank God he's in office, and he's facing all this opposition trying to do the right thing for our future. And the people who are destroying our future, they're steadily being promoted by the media, black Democrats, left-wing Democrats, white Democrats, rhinos, Michael Guest, Delbert Hosemann, Cindy Hyde-Smith, Roger Wicker. They're upholding all this evil that they say they've been fighting against all these years. And now that we got a guy who's really serious about fighting, I don't know if I can support him on that. Well, what the hell you been saying? So you've been lying to us the whole time, huh? Yep, seems like that's the case.
You don't even want to be asked why they're out there protesting. You know, a few times people try to ask them why, they chase them off or yell at them.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't even want people to know why you're out there.
Mm-hmm.
So these protests, this weekend is designed to accomplish what goal? No more deportations? Well, that's what you Democrat politicians want? Nobody gets deported anymore?
Well, that's just it.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
We can't do anything that benefits America. Everything we do has to hurt America, hurt Americans. And this is why I keep telling the black community, this is where you're going to catch it at, babe. If things break down totally, people are going to remember who brought us to the point where we're warming our hands over metal barrels because you destroyed our infrastructure by supporting those people who hate America. And then you want people to come help you? Okay. We're going to see how this is going to play out. I don't think it's going to play out well for you. And I would encourage everybody to walk wide of you when they see you. Don't give you a dime.
Well, if one of those cuckoo nuts who like to call your show calls and wanted to somehow debate you on this, please ask them, okay, what is Trump doing that other presidents haven't done?
Right.
Just tell me with regards to deporting migrants. What has he done that other presidents haven't done? Well, how is it any different than Biden, Obama, Bill Clinton, Jimmy Carter, John JFK, who would probably be more like us now than them at this point?
Right.
What is he doing that's any different than them? Please tell us, well, why is it wrong now? Why is it so bad now? What's the difference now? What do you want to happen? What do you want Trump to stop doing or that he's doing now? Please tell me answer that question.
Good question. Well, the deal is Trump loves America. That's the difference between him and all the other ones. The other ones were doing it for optics. They were doing it to create an image or an impression that something was being done on behalf of America. Trump is really serious about doing it, and they don't want it. And the pattern is clear and unbroken. Anything that benefits America, the Democrats are going to hate. They're going to fight against, and black folks will come running right behind them, upholding all that foolishness. And I'm just asking this one question. Where do you live? And why does this benefit you doing all this stuff? What does the migrants issue have to do with you? They're here to take your job, and your black Congress people are enabling them to do it, and you're supporting that. Bruh, you've lost your damn mind. You're the Travis Hunter of politics. You don't know what you're doing. Anyway. All right, brother. All right, we appreciate it. Bye. I want to take a quick break here. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back, and it is Back to Christ Wednesday. Don't forget your pie. You got a taste for pizza pie this evening. You got a taste for your pie. That's right, folks. As you know, they do all the vegan, vegetarian, keto. If you got an allergy, just let them know, and they'll say, oh, this is what we do, and they'll show you how it's prepared. They do everything within their power to keep cross-contamination to a minimum, so they've got things set up separately for each one. Your Pie, located at 340 Calhoun Station Parkway, right across from Germantown High. Go there tonight. Have I think it's karaoke night? It's not karaoke. Oh, it's trivia night. That's right. Go there. You can win slices of pizza as they do the trivia quiz portion of the evening. So check it out today. Your Pie. Have pizza your way at Your Pie. YourPie.com. Check it out and download the app. YourPie.com. All right, let's go to Miss Carol. Hey, Carol. Carol.
Kim.
Carol, how you doing?
I'm doing okay today, Kim.
Good.
I want to go back to yesterday when I asked that question
about education.
About yes. See, Kim, the reason I asked you that question is the mayor of Jackson. Does the mayor appoint the superintendent of schools, Dr. Green, and the school board members, or are they elected?
No, he doesn't appoint the superintendent. He appoints the board members. But here's the point, as far as I'm concerned. Black folks get involved with every damn thing that got anything to deal with black folks. These are our kids. Why are we so... Now, I'm using you as an opportunity to have this discussion. Why are we, as black folks, why do we even got to discuss whether or not our kids are going to be included in any plans that we're doing? You think these large investors that supported John Horn, don't you think everything they do, they got their kids and grandkids in mind? So now with us, we got to go through all these gyrations about, well, that ain't really our job. What the hell is your job if it ain't your kids?
But what I'm asking, Kim, keep in mind I'm not from Jackson, so I don't know this. For example, what I'm asking is, does the mayor of Jackson appoint the individuals to the school board and the superintendent of school, Dr. Green, where they have the ability to determine who makes the decisions for the Jackson Public Schools?
No, he appoints the school board. The superintendent has input. The board speaks through its minutes, and they are board members. So if the board members are nonchalant, and my whole thing is, wait a minute, all of them got great educations? So now all of a sudden we don't know how to educate our kids. We can't fix the library, but we got all these degrees. I am not buying it. Black folks are full of crap. We're not handling the small things that builds our society. We're too busy being important. We're too busy pursuing titles. We're pursuing everybody else's interest but our own. If our kids' interest is not at the fore, just like did you have any kids?
Me?
Yes.
I have a son that's almost 60. That's
Okay, that's good enough. My point is, when you had that baby,
I had a daughter, and I had a daughter who has passed away.
Okay, but the point is, when you had those babies, were they not at the forefront of your mind pretty much all day, every day, particularly when they were babies?
Oh, of course.
Then why isn't it like that with black men and black women anymore? Kids are afterthought. We're so busy trying to do a damn deal. The deal is making sure these kids are raised properly and they can stand on their own 2 feet when they become of age and have agency. We're not doing that. Our kids are out of control. They're growing up like weeds. We're out of order. It's not cute. It's not funny. As I said before, Kane Ditto's making damn sure his kids and grandkids, not only do they get a good education, but they get an inheritance when he leaves here. John Horn ain't doing it. They're still in generational wealth, putting these people in these apartments when they should be putting them in homes. If they're going to subsidize their rent, they could have subsidized a damn down payment and let these people get on with their bad credit and at least pay off the house. We're not doing any of those things. We're stealing from the future. This is unacceptable to me. I'm sorry. I'm passionate.
Where you're coming from.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you,
Kim. Thank you for answering my question.
Thank you, man. Look, folks, seriously. If we're not looking out for during my campaign, I said what? We're going to do what's good for our kids and what's good for property values. They're doing neither one of those, but they want more investments. No, they don't. They want a deal they can do for themselves. They want to build a stadium, not because Jackson State would be better off for, but because all that money can be made in the process of building a stadium. Bruh, I'm all for that. My thing is, all we got to do is look out for our kids. Everything start taking care of itself. The reason why things are going off the handle is because we're not looking. We've gotten out of order. And once we had real men and women who preached the word of God, back in the old day when we had those old deacons on the mourners bench who prayed all those Negroes through up in Detroit and Chicago and all these other places they moved to, with them prayers down here in those little one-room churches down here in the Delta. Now they came back from Detroit with degrees in everything but understanding. They can build mega churches, but they can't build men and women anymore. I'm not going with this. I'm going to fight this to my last breath. And I'm just telling you, I'm letting the administration know. Every time you put forth a package for them folks, as John used to say on his radio program when he talking about white folks, for them folks, you better have something for them babies. Because like I said, you don't need Kim Wade to win. You need Kim Wade to govern, because you got to get 7 folks on your side for everything you do. And all I'm asking, man, just look out for the kids. If white guy Kane Ditto say, hey, we're going to have better schools around here, these ninjas will get in line. Oh, they was in line when he called and said, I need you here. We're going to find out what we're going to do about the city of Jackson. Now, he ain't said nothing all these years. But once that real estate started hurting, once they had to meet Trustmark on the 1st of the month, with that payment, and the building's empty, and they got to dip into that adherence that they was going to leave for their grandbabies. So they call all these ninjas together. Oh, and they were just happy to be in the same room. Oh, that color coalition. Yes, sir. And all I'm saying, dude, look out for the kids. You look out for that's what Robert Gibbs was doing all those years when he was trying to get his kids through the schools. That's what you do as parents. That's what you're supposed to do. So why won't you do it as a leader? Why aren't you concerned about the kids that you don't know? Remember Osceola McCarty? She never had kids. She left her inheritance for somebody else's kids. And now all we got are takers. I'm not putting up with it, y'all. I'm just telling you. I don't have any portfolio other than I'm just a squad of one ready to roll up on all y'all if necessary. And you're outnumbered because you're on the wrong side of history. You're on the wrong side of scriptures. You're on the wrong side of righteousness. All I'm asking you to do is look out for the babies. If you got to get rid of Superintendent Green, put his butt on roller skates. We don't owe him anything. He can't say they don't know how to put together a school that educates kids because they brag about McWillie. They brag about Obama Magnet. They brag about the Montessori school. So they know how to do it. They just ain't going to do it for everybody. And I'm going to tell you like Maynard told on white folks in Atlanta back in 76, y'all can't make all the money no more. You need to figure out how everybody going to eat. John ain't saying that. Well, we're going to see what the policies they roll out. And I'm going to show you something. He ain't got the juice he said he had. He ain't got the juice he was led to believe he had. Because they ain't going to give Jackson that money because they're building up Rankin and Madison County. They're going to give some relief for the folks in the CBD who's losing all that money on those empty buildings. But remember, they were all gung-ho for Tate Reeves when he put that COVID thing on them, which basically broke the system. So you can't have it both ways. You took the PPP money. It didn't last, did it? So now you're standing around with all those empty buildings, think you're going to turn them into apartments. Brother, I'm going to just tell you now, people don't want to be around black Democrats. Not like that. Not in those large numbers. But if you think that's going to work, all I can say to you is good luck. You got the law school down there. That should be a natural for the Marriott down there to fill up with. We'll see. Because those law school students don't seem to be jumping on all those other ones like you would think they would have. And then you're going to add in the Landmark Center. What is that, 6 stories of apartments? Along with the Am South building, along with the Marriott. Man, ain't that many folks trying to go downtown. And then even if they do, who's waiting on them? The bums. And you know what? You could eliminate all that just by educating. See, they're not willing to turn off the spigot that's producing all these homeless people, all these crazy people, all these criminals. You do that by educating the kids. Why can't we make a demand on Jackson Public Schools? Wait a minute. You always talking about you need more money. Okay, if we gave you 10% more than what you're getting right now, what kind of improvements are we going to see as a society that we're going to get from you? They won't even talk about that. Black folks don't even require that. We ain't going nowhere, folks. Our leadership is screwing us over. I always use the Kent Municipal Association up there, utilities up there. They had, $21 million in the bank in excess. I ain't going to say excess, in reserves. They could have got with the TVA and say, man, how did y'all administer that program where we help our people get into some energy efficient units, HVAC and all that other kind of stuff. Kind of like the ones they giving for free to the people over there in Midtown. Barbara Blackman went to New York University, Tax University, the best tax university school in the world. She was on the board as their attorney. She didn't offer any ideals. Kenny Wayne was up there. Dude, it's just all about titles. Everybody wants to be important. Nobody wants to make a difference. Oh, we're going to make a difference. These kids going to get educated. You're not leaving them behind and letting everybody else make some money. And the reason why I'm saying all this here, because the crowd that's assembled that supported John Horn, those are the same folks who brought us to where we are over the last 40 years. They're the same ones that gave us a water sewer contract. They gave us the EPA consent decree. They gave us all these things that we don't want that's costing us money. They built the convention center that's running us in the ground financially. The King Edward. All these buildings, at the end of the day, the taxpayers backstopping. And I'm saying, wait a minute, dog. We're going to negotiate a better deal on this stuff. They ain't interested. That's why they want John. They want John. Because they don't have to negotiate a better deal for anybody. The only person get the green weenie is the taxpayer. South Jackson, you guys might well, you guys are on your own. You're on your own. After that grocery store leaves on Raymond Road because of shrinkage, baby, you're going to have to go all the way to Byron, Pearl, or North Jackson to get your grocery, or Clinton. And all we had to do is start acting like men and women and getting our kids in gear. Because if you would be honest, we got to take a break. All right, folks, we're back. Folks, this stuff is fixable. Our society's not broken. These people are breaking it. We had a country that was working like a top. It was working fine. All the chaos that's going on in the streets of America, this stuff was planned. They purposely set out to comb gum through the hair of the American people. The black community is the same way. They keep doing things to us that make things worse, and then they want more money from the rest of us who do things right to fix their damn lives because they keep supporting the stuff that don't work. Bruh, this is old. This is past old. I'm not doing this. I don't mind you calling me an Uncle Tom or what. I don't care what adjectives I don't care. I'm just not going to feed you. I'm not putting up with your crap. I don't think anybody should. I think people should start pushing back on this stuff. But see, they mistake our kindness for weakness. Like the brother told me when I first moved to Miss, I'll never forget that old Goodyear store over there on Robinson Road. I had been here, I don't know how long. Man, I was impatient. It seemed like everybody just moved at a snail's pace in the South. Jeez, what is the problem? Could y'all pick your feet up? Don't come in here shuffling your feet, man. Make it just look like you. But now we're going to have to show them, Hoss, we can be nice, you don't want nice. So now we got to show our red baboon booties. Folks, we can't keep putting up with this here. They just tear up good stuff. We build brand new houses for them. The agencies that put these folks in these houses, they don't require anything of them other than to be poor. I'm not doing that. I don't give a damn about you being poor. You're poor because of your bad decisions. It ain't because of racism. It's because how you vote. You vote for people who've been around 35 years and don't understand that when they run off a Glorioso, ain't no money to fix the bridges over on AREN Street. 35 years in government, he don't understand that tax dollars is what's required to fix the bridges. And standing up there like they need to do something about this here. Bruh, you the person that need to be doing something. You're the elected official, Kenny. But because we don't think we can challenge leadership, y'all won't say nothing. I'll say something to him. Ninja, what the hell you doing? Now you ran off the man that invested in Glorioso and you keep the man that ran Glorioso off. And then you wonder why you're living in a ghetto. Okay. Now you got a PhD. He got a law degree. You got all these degrees, but you don't have any degree on how the economy works. And now you feel like you're being put down because somebody's pointing out the fact that you're a failure. They took $1 million out of the budget of Hinds County Board of Supervisors, gave it to the Jackson State Foundation, which was already under scrutiny for some missing funds or funds unaccounted for. And now we don't have an accounting of $1 million. Tracy Abrams, who ran for governor of Georgia, got $2 billion and ain't got no receipts. What black folks did she put in position? And yet black folks will sit up here and blame white people, and white people are the only one keeping the lights on in your houses. Benny ain't sharing a damn thing. Derek Johnson ain't sharing nothing. He come back home every week. Does he give us an update on what the NAACP doing for black folks? They go on to court on behalf of criminals. They don't go on to court on behalf of kids who want to learn or parents who want their kids to be educated. They don't do that. Black leadership is at war with the black community, and they're using us like everybody else used the black community. When these groups come over to America, they know they can set up shop in the black community and sell us something. And now black folks out there marching and burning down their own neighborhoods on behalf of folks who were brought here to take the jobs and provide the votes that black folks had not been providing. What's the word I want to use? Reliably. Because the black voting percentage has dropped below 90%, and white Democrats don't accept that. Well, we'll just bring in some folks that will do the job you won't do, supporting us. And yet black folks out here doing the killing that white Democrats used to do when they killed black folks. They got black folks doing that. And where's our spiritual leadership? smiling in the face of Cain Ditto. Happy just to be in the same room. Okay, so we're going to see how this is going to translate out for the rest of the city. Because I'm going to be sitting here, like I said, you don't need me to win. You need me to govern. 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, 4 to 6. And they listening. They're listening. You're not getting away with it, dog. There's some Negroes out here who are scared of you. There's some Negroes out there who depend on you for their job. Neither one of those apply to me. If I got to eat beanie weenies and pick up cans on the side of the road to remain the independent person that I am, ain't got no problems. Not a problem. We'll do this. I'm not for sale, I'm not for rent, not for lease. And all you got to do is look out for the kids. And not just your kids. And like I said before, I'm going to eventually get that list of the 50 folks. I'm going to find out where their kids went to school. I'm going to find out what business that they're in. And when the policies of the city of Jackson start affecting their business and I see them on the news and they complaining, the next day's show is going to be about you. No. You wanted to. You could have went with Rodney DePriest, a capable man who has the skill set that will calm the markets and bring order. They don't want order. They want the chaos. Because the people that you don't see much anymore who brought us all this madness, Harvey Johnson and Cain Ditto, they did all that magic. Where are they now? I'm not anti-Cain. Those apartments he used to own over on West Capitol Street, some of the finest AREN apartments in Jackson. Those old ones across from the Boys and Girls Club. I don't know if he still owns them. He at one time did. And what was in the lease agreement for the tenants about how to maintain the common areas of the property, every landlord should adopt. In fact, the city council back in Decatur, Illinois, that's the official policy back in Illinois, back in my hometown. You can't sit out on your stoop like that. You can't sit out on those steps. Your kids out there playing, you better be out there with them. You can't sit out there and drink beer. You can't sit out there on chairs and drinking beer. No, you can't do all that. With black folks, you got to hold the reins tight on us. Because if you leave us to our own devices, you're going to have just what you have now, a broken city. Nobody's responsible for picking up anything. Nobody knows where all the paper, who's throwing it down. Nobody. All we know is that white folks messed up the water. And I'm saying we're better than this. All we got to do is start talking to us and each other like adults. But John, he played into the chaos, and the people responded to it. But I will say this here. These elections in Hine County, these are not honest elections. I want to know why Sheriff Tyree Jones hasn't reported to us what happened with the break-in at the Election Commissioner's office. Why haven't Robert Graham given us an update? Deborah Dixon, somebody tell us something. Then I've heard that there's 17 sign-in books that are missing. So what could they do with some sign-in books? Who's doing all this stealing? Why aren't they doing polygraph tests on these folks who have access to this stuff? Why isn't anybody interested? Why is Michael Watson silent on it? Why is the Attorney General? Because as long as Jackson is destroying itself, the rest of the area around Jackson is going to grow. And then you just come in and buy everything up for pennies on the dollar. Because your property is going to be worth zip. If you're not in the CBD or the CCID, your property is going to be worth zip. Because all it's going to take is somebody to drop a $100,000 grant on one of these grant writers or people seeking grants and say, I need you to handle the worst of the worst coming out of Parchment. And here's the money to put up a halfway house right there in the middle of an area they're trying to develop, trying to grow back. And under federal law, you can't turn them down. They know what they're doing, dog. And you got black folks playing right along with them. And that's one thing Rodney DePriest said that I would agree with. Guys, if you got an asset that somebody else wants, then you're in a position to negotiate. Black folks don't do that. They ain't going to negotiate. Not on anybody else's behalf other than their own. So you're going to find out why they like John. I wish him well, but they're not. Those policies are not going to work. Those policies are for people who run, again, they're driving traffic to Rankin and Madison County. I've been in real estate since 76. I don't know stocks and bonds. I know real estate, and I can tell you the game. Why you think you see all those new subdivisions? They're running from Democrats. They're running from a particular demographic of Democrats. Let's take a break. All right, folks, the final few minutes of the Kim Wade Show. Don't forget, you can stop by Your Pie for trivia night, and you can win pizza and slices and just different things. Check it out, and plus, you can test your skills. Your Pie, 340 Calhoun Station Parkway. As they would say, come on down. Don't forget happy hour at Two Gun Tactical, Tuesday through Friday from 11 till 2. We was over there shooting today. I love that Beretta. I think I got to have it. I've got to have that Beretta. What is it? X something or another. All I know, I'm more accurate with that one than I was with the Taurus. It's got a little longer barrel on it, but still, when you want to hit your target, yeah, I think I'm going to go with it. But anyway, Lanny's getting me addicted. I'm going to have more guns than I could possibly shake a stick at. But anyway, old Lanny Greenberg, this guy's, I like him. I just liked him from day one. Just good people. Anyway, we're going to take a break. Remember, you have to look out for these babies. You're not getting around that, so you need to figure it out. Like Maynard Jackson told the white folks in Atlanta, y'all can't make all the money. Everybody got to eat. All right, we're going to take a break. We're back in 22 hours. See you on the radio. Peace.